Well, it's about time we talk about the Federal Reserve and their meeting earlier that many people were expecting was going to crash the market, but it actually did quite the opposite. We saw the entire crypto market up almost 2 to 3% immediately following this announcement from Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve. So we're going to talk about all of that, and if you guys enjoy this short form, concise, no BS content, well then please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's see if we get the video up to 2,000 likes. Anyways, the overall crypto market right now has bounced back substantially immediately following this meeting with Jerome Powell, Federal Reserve, and what we saw is that a couple of big announcements came out that have pushed Bitcoin's price above $48,000 per coin, propelled Ethereum back above $4,000 per coin. Some of our favorite coins like Avalanche and Polygon are up over 10% over the last 24 hours, and the reason for this is because the Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell and what they said in their meeting on Wednesday, December 15th. So the Fed came out and said that they will be buying $60 billion of bonds each month starting January of 2022, which is half the level of November and $30 billion less than it was in this month, December of 2021. So we're seeing that they're going to consistently taper how much money they're spending in buying back bonds. That's the first thing. They said after that wraps up in late winter or early spring that the central bank will then begin to raise interest rates. And we're expecting to see about 3 rate hikes in 2022 and another 2 or more in 2023 and 2024. So ultimately, over the next couple of years, we're going to continue to see interest rates continue to rise. This could have some negative impacts on high valuation tech stocks, but overall crypto market has responded quite positive to all of this news. And in our video earlier today, we spoke about exactly this. We spoke about how unless there was something really drastically different than what people were expecting, nothing bad was going to happen to crypto. We said that if the Federal Reserve basically comes out with 2 or 3 rate hikes in 2022, they come out with a tapering of their bond buyback program, well then ultimately nothing bad would happen with crypto, and that is exactly what happened. Everything that they came out with was pretty much expected, and as a result of this, we saw Bitcoin's price rally above $49,000 per coin immediately after this meeting with Jerome Powell. Important thing here is moving forward, what does this mean for the overall market? Well, earlier in the day, we spoke about Tech Dev on Twitter. This comparison he had from September 2021 to December of 2021. And if you look at these charts, what it shows us is that these patterns are nearly identical to September, right when we had Bitcoin's price around $41,000 per coin, before we saw that rally up to $69,000 per coin. In terms of the RSI, in terms of the charts, they looked nearly identical. And what he was saying is that if we were to see something big happen today, well, then we would be right on track, right on the same exact path as December. So we did see that exact thing happen. We did see Bitcoin's price after this push up higher like we had expected, and this is a very, very good sign. When we're also looking at other technical indicators, and we look at the Fibonacci levels, what we could see is that looking at these different cycles, 2013, 2017, 2021, every single cycle, we are still following very similar patterns where we have hit that 1.618 level, come back down, traded between 1.618 and 1.472 level before breaking back up. So now we are just needing to see a weekly close above that 1.618 level before we can confirm another big rally in crypto. That would be the rally up to $100,000 per coin. So right now, we're still trading in between that 1.618 and 1.472 level. And that's going to be important moving forward because even though we did have a green day for Bitcoin, important thing to remember is that we are still down over the last couple of weeks. We have still seen a consistent downward trend in Bitcoin's price, and it's going to be very important for us to see a daily close above $50,000 per coin because we have not had that in a while, and that's going to be important to break out, show us that we are starting our trend back upwards, break above a couple of those downward trending resistance lines that we do have. Last couple things, and a big announcement in that is going to be with what is going on with acceleration of realized losses. This is important because everyone's talking about how the market's looking better, things are looking good, and yes, it is. But the thing to remember is that the acceleration of losses, meaning that people selling at a loss, has increased. What we're seeing is that right now, from about late November until right now, we've seen an acceleration of realized losses, meaning that a lot of people are selling at a loss when previously people were not. This is interesting because we have seen Bitcoin's price continue to drop over the last couple of weeks. And while we have seen this, the data shows that some people have at least been selling for a loss. And this is interesting. Why? Well, because when we look at the data, not only are we seeing an acceleration of realized losses, but at the exact same time, we're seeing Bitcoin on exchanges continue to drop. So what this means is that a majority of people are taking their Bitcoin off of exchanges. Long-term holders are taking their Bitcoin off exchanges, moving it to cold storage, hardware wallets. That means they're bullish on it long-term. But the people who are selling right now are those who got in at the top of the market. These are short-term holders who got in at the top of the market who have been selling because the people who have been selling recently are ones that have been selling for a loss, which is right here. So we've been shaking out the weak hands in the market, getting really rid of anyone who had paper hands, people who didn't believe in crypto long-term. It's shaking all of those people out right now, and that is why it is so important to, stay with your conviction on the market. If you're bullish on crypto, nothing has changed in the last couple of days that should make you any bearish or, change your mind. Still right now, overall market is looking very good. Last story I do want to go over is with Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan and his son just revealed their first ever tech venture on Solana. This is their first ever venture into the tech space, and they're getting specifically into crypto, but what they're going to be doing is building a platform that aims to connect loyal fans in sports and connect fans in sports with their athletes. And this is very important because Michael Jordan has, one of the biggest brands in the entire sporting world, and seeing them using Solana, picking to leverage Solana to build their entire platform on is just another reason why I love Solana, why I think it's going to be a big platform long term, is because so many people, when they're building their businesses, building their projects right now, are picking Solana over Ethereum. And while this alone isn't going to change, Solana's market cap by itself, the important thing here is that this is a trend that has been accelerating, and we're continuing to see more and more people launch their projects on Solana over other platforms. And that, I think, is only going to continue to happen, and is one of the many reasons why I do own Solana and plan to continue buying it. So anyways, that's what's going on with the market. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya.